The annexation of Crimea by the Russian Federation in 2014 marked a significant turning point in post-Cold War international relations. This event not only altered the territorial integrity of Ukraine, but also had profound implications for global geopolitics, international law, and regional stability in Eastern Europe. This video provides a comprehensive analysis of the events leading up to the annexation, the methods employed by Russia, the international response, and the broader implications for global order. Crimea, a peninsula on the northern coast of the Black Sea, has long held strategic military and economic importance. Its favorable geographical position and deep-water ports, particularly Sevastopol, have made it a valuable asset for naval power projection. Historically, Crimea has been contested territory, having been part of various empires and states, including the Ottoman Empire, the Russian Empire, and the Soviet Union. In 1954, Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev transferred Crimea from the Russian Soviet Federative Socialist Republic (RSFSR) to the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. This administrative change, largely symbolic at the time, became significant after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991, when Crimea became part of an independent Ukraine. The population of Crimea includes a substantial ethnic Russian majority, alongside Ukrainians and Crimean Tatars. In late 2013, Ukraine was engulfed by the Euromaidan protest, sparked by President Viktor Yanukovych's decision to suspend an association agreement with the European Union in favor of closer tie with Russia. The protests escalated, leading to Yanukovych's ouster in February 2014. The subsequent political vacuum and instability in Ukraine created an opportunity for Russia to assert its influence. In late February 2014, unidentified armed men, later confirmed to be Russian soldiers, began seizing key facilities in Crimea, including airports and government buildings. This military intervention was supported by local pro-Russian sentiment and coordinated with Crimean self-defense forces. On March 16, 2014, a controversial referendum was held in Crimea, resulting in a reported 97% vote in favor of joining Russia. Russia justified its actions by claiming it was protecting the rights of ethnic Russians in Crimea and responding to a request for intervention from the legitimate government of Crimea. Russian President Vladimir Putin argued that the annexation was a restoration of historical justice, given Crimea's historical tie to Russia. The annexation of Crimea was widely condemned by the international community as a violation of international law, particularly the principles of sovereignty and territorial integrity enshrined in the United Nations Charter. Ukraine and many other countries considered the referendum illegitimate, conducted under conditions of military occupation and lacking international oversight. In response to the annexation, the United States, the European Union, and other Western nations imposed a series of economic sanctions on Russia. These sanctions targeted key sectors of the Russian economy, including finance, energy, and defense, as well as specific individuals involved in the annexation. Diplomatic efforts to isolate Russia included its suspension from the G8 group of nations. The United Nations General Assembly passed a resolution affirming Ukraine's territorial integrity and declaring the Crimean referendum invalid. However, the response was divided, with some countries supporting Russia's actions or adopting a neutral stance. The annexation exposed rifts in the international community and highlighted the limits of multilateral institutions in addressing such crises. The annexation of Crimea heightened tensions between Russia and NATO, leading to increased military activity and deployments in Eastern Europe. NATO members, particularly those bordering Russia, expressed heightened security concerns and called for stronger defense measures. The crisis underscored the vulnerability of post-Soviet states to Russian influence and aggression. The annexation signaled a more assertive Russian foreign policy aimed at reasserting its influence over former Soviet territories. This policy includes efforts to integrate neighboring countries into Russian-led organizations like the Eurasian Economic Union and the Collective Security Treaty Organization, countering Western influence in the region. Following annexation, Crimea's integration into the Russian Federation involved significant economic investments, infrastructure projects, and social policies aimed at improving living standards. However, the region also faced economic challenges, including the impact of Western sanctions and difficulties in achieving sustainable development. Reports of human rights abuses, particularly against Crimean Tatars and pro-Ukrainian activists, have raised concerns about governance and the rule of law in Crimea. The Russian government has been criticized for suppressing dissent and limiting freedoms in the peninsula, exacerbating tensions among the local population. The annexation of Crimea by Russia remains a pivotal event in contemporary international relations. It has profound implications for the principles of sovereignty, the enforcement of international law, and regional security dynamics. As the situation continues to evolve, the legacy of Crimea's annexation will likely shape geopolitical strategies, alliances, and conflicts in the years to come. Understanding the complexities of this event is essential for comprehending the broader challenges facing the global order and the quest for stability in international relations.